Hello, lovely people. I welcome you once again to Bright and Clara's channel. Thank you for clicking. This is episode 12 on Mr. James project. Alright, so if you recall, I recently dropped episode 11 on Mr. James's project. So this is a comeback after a break from the superstructure. In your view is a typical 3D of the 5-bedroom house that have been turned to a 6-bedroom. Okay, so it's a 5-bedroom originally. The size is still the same. Just one of the guest room. The guest room in the ground floor was actually kind of a master bedroom. So all we did was to just cut a portion of it and make it to a boys' quarters. So it now becomes a 6-bedroom house. Okay, but the design and everything is for a 5-bedroom house. So we welcome you back to Tema Community 25. Okay, here we are working on the formwork. This is what we call the formwork, or we say decking. Okay, decking for the purposes for education. Yes, so this is decking. The decking comprises of the plywood. This is a 3/4 plywood. We need a 2x4, and you need a wire board. The wire board are for the beam formation. The 2x4s are the long ones for the crossing, which is the long span for crossing. And then the plywood are those we laid on top. And then you will need a bamboo for supporting it underneath. Okay, yes. So all these together are very, very important for the formwork. The estimated cost for the entire formwork is 133,070 Ghana cedis. We actually sourced for the wood from one of our subscribers, so we bought it at a discounted rate, which is half the price. If not, Mr. James's estimate would have gone somewhere close to about 160 or 170 based on the rate at which he was going to buy plywood and wire board and the bamboos. You understand? Yes. So it is a strategy we use in reducing the costs. Are you with me? Yes. After the formwork of the carpenter, then he's going to place what we call the DPM, the black rubber. He's going to place that on top. And that, after that, then the steel bender will come. The steel bender will put the rods and everything. Once he's done, then the plumber will come. The plumber will also place all the service line, okay, and everything underneath. We will have to place everything on top of it. Once it's done, the electrician will come, put all the piping work. Once the electrician is done, the carpenter will now come and put the gauge around. Means that he's going to put a board around the peripheral completely, and he will set the gauge for the concrete casting, which is 6 inches. Okay, yes, 6 inches is the standard. You can decide to go 7 or 8 inches. It means that your reinforcement, they need to be strong, 20 mm as beams, okay, because the concrete is going to be heavy. You understand? Some people do that because they want to reduce the noise underneath. Are you with me? So when you increase the thickness, and you are trying to eliminate the amount of attenuation, okay, underneath your slab, and that puts stress on the iron bars, and therefore you need to do a mesh that is double mat. Okay, yes, the iron rods will do a reinforcement. They will go up and then come to the reverse. Are you with me? But standardly, I think 6 inches for the concrete casting is the best. Are you with me? Yes. So Mr. Samuel Edu is indicating where the staircase is going to start from. Why? Because we don't want the staircase to be very steep. It needs to be very, shallow. So when climbing, it becomes very soft. You don't have strains on your knees. You understand? So as you can see, he's pulled a gradient and then making sure that it doesn't become too steepy. Yeah, so it's very, very important. Everything we are doing is well calculated. We share ideas together. So we are all on the platform where once you drop a video, I comment, the client can also comment, everybody can comment. Are you with me? Together, we are making sure that everything goes very well at the end of the day. We will not have to wait and do the casting and then realize that, oh, something is wrong somewhere. No. Everything, even if you are professional, you need scrutiny. You need someone to also double check. So we double check, we criticize, and we ask questions. And then in those questions, we need explanations. And when the explanation is satisfactory, we move along. You understand? So climbing the staircase, you come to the landing. And to your landing, and that to your left is a corridor that takes you to each of the bedrooms. Behind him will take you to the family area and to the terrace. You understand? In case you need a steel fixer, do not hesitate to contact my steel bender, Mr. Isaac Gomado. A wonderful steel fixer. Okay, so those are the processes of the formwork. You need a plywood, 2x4, a bamboo, wire board. Are you with me? When that is finished, then you need a black rubber, okay, felt nail, concrete nails. All those are needed. Then iron rods. When the iron rod comes in, then plumber will come, electrician will come. So when you put the whole formwork together, it's voluminous, it's expensive. You understand? It's very expensive. Some floor decking can go up to 250,000, some can go up to 300,000, depending on the size of your property. Are you with me? Yes. So you need to be very strategic and ensure that everything goes on well and successful. The formwork should be done such that when you do the casting, there are no openings. Okay, when there is an opening during casting, it's very difficult to fix, especially when the concrete is heavy. And that's why it is preferred to have a concrete at a normal weight. There's not too much water. You don't have to make it too watery. You understand? It shouldn't be that watery. Yes, so these are the various things that we check. For me, I really do, check videos a lot. And why? Because I understand the drawing. Once you understand the drawing, it makes it easy for you to spot out any error. You understand? Once an artisan drops a video, I know what I'm looking for. Are you with me? I know what I'm looking for. If it's a block work, I'm looking at your finishing. Okay, what is the space from A to B? What is the gap? Okay, I need to check the windows. What are your window dimension? Your door dimension? I need to check that. In case you want to do an architrave. Architrave means that the block work should, to protrude a little bit so that the frame can hold properly. I'm checking all of that. Are you with me? It is very, very important. What is the gap in between when you do your block work for the pillars? There should be 4 inches gap from the iron rod so that the concrete will be thicker to hold the block work properly. Some people lay blocks close to the iron rod, and it is wrong. You should leave a gap between the iron rod and that of the block work, 4 inches on the left, 4 inches on the right, so that the concrete can be a little bit thicker to hold it so that it will stand firm. So as I mentioned earlier, now the formwork is almost getting done. The DPM have been laid on top. Okay, the DPM have been laid on top. So the question of the day, what is the purpose of the DPM? I want you people to drop me your answers. If you're watching, I want to know, what is the purpose of the DPM on top of this plywood? What is the purpose? I want answers right now. Okay, if you are learning, I want to know. I want everybody to drop their comment in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. Let's see who get it right. Okay, what is the purpose of the DPM on top of the plywood? Okay, yes. So the void you see right there, that is for the staircase area. Are you with me? For the staircase area. At this point, we are looking that the staircase look a little bit steep. So again, we have to look at the availability of it. We have to stretch it a little bit forward. Are you with me? We have to stretch it because the carpenter is working with the space available, and he doesn't want to stretch too much because the more it goes, it will obscure the entrance of the dining in the ground floor. You understand? So we are doing all these calculations to ensuring that everything goes on well. So finally, iron rods arrived. Yes, iron rods arrived. The electrical engineer on this project is Mr. Frank Hammond. Okay, fantastic. You will be glad to have Mr. Frank Hammond on your project. Believe you me, you will come and thank me later. Yes, I know there are a lot of people out there, but there are a lot of genuine or certified electrical engineers, people who have worked practically, technically. They know the inside out. You need to contact Mr. Frank Hammond. You understand? You need to contact him. So now the steel facer is working. So the first thing they tackle is the beams. Before everything, all steel benders, when it comes to floor decking, they start with the beam formation. So all the beams have been lifted up, as you can see. They would have to lift it up, do all that they have to do, the rings, and then put the binding wire, make sure everything is okay. They are in connection from one beam to the other. They have to lock each other, and then finally they drop the beams. Now underneath the beams, they have to put what we call spacers, okay, because the beam should not drop directly on the block work. There needs to be a space between the beam and the block work. You understand? So they have to put spacers underneath the beam. Some people use wood. Okay, it was a conversation we even had on our platform prior to the electrical works. You understand? Yeah, so we need to put spacers underneath all the beams so that the concrete can actually touch the block work, not the iron rod. You understand? The concrete can touch the iron rod, the block work. So once that is done, then they begin with the top bars. You understand? They will begin with the top bars, and then once they are doing the top bars, they will start with the circuit beams, which is also laid under, and then the top as well. So everything is done symmetrically. Okay, they don't just get up, start putting the rod. No. It has a formation. This brings us to the end of episode 12. I'll come your way with episode 13. From me to you, it's shalom. God bless you wherever you are. Bye-bye.